So it went from Mahomes to Hurts to Dak to Brock Purdy, now Lamar Jackson. Well, guess what? Lamar gets the Dolphins in week 17. What if they lose that game? What if Tua goes nuts? Like, maybe now he is the odds on favorite. Well, guess what? The Dolphins play the Bills in week 18. What if Josh Allen beats them? What if the Bills win the division because Josh Allen goes nuclear? I
Yep.
completely agree with you. I think if there is someone who's not saying the top three, I would go with Josh Allen at 14-1 at BetMGM just because I think he has the most opportunities and the biggest spotlight to showcase what he can do. And the fact that this defense has been so bad for so long with so many injuries and they can still get a wild card spot and heck, maybe even the AFC East and doing it against a really good Dolphins team. If Josh Allen can overcome all of that, I have to believe that voters are going to pay attention to it.
Okay, so does the MVP have to have the 1 seed
I don't think they
this
have
year?
to.
Yeah.
Not this year,
I
no. But I do
I
think
don't
they have to be
either.
high up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're not that far off, the Bills are. I mean, it's possible. I just think maybe they got too late of a start. Like, it's great, if you want to win a Super Bowl, but I don't know if there's enough time for Josh Allen. But I still think there's a lot of value on him. His odds should probably be more like 8-1 right now.
Right. I think so too. And that's kind of how this game is being played, right? I'm just looking at, to answer your question as far as like, okay, let's say the Bills, if there is some path for a non-one seed quarterback to win this thing, I'm just looking at the New York Times playoff predicting machine here. What about
Mhm.
a 2 seed? What if the Bills wind up with a 2 seed? Well, if they beat the Patriots and the Dolphins, then according to this device, there's a 61% chance for the Bills to get the 2 seed. Given everything that they have had to endure, Josh Allen
Yeah.
will have way better counting stats than Lamar Jackson. I would argue a way better hashtag narrative because the defense has been bad, had to fire the offensive coordinator, had to kind of redo that offense a good bit. I don't think Stephon Diggs is necessarily in the same conversation as Tyreek Hill and other elite receivers. You add all of these things up, and Josh Allen was able to overcome all of these things to get to the 2 seed in the AFC. I think there's some great value here.
So you probably or hopefully got a Lamar ticket last week, and we kind of talked about, hey, just bet on the primetime game, a head-to-head matchup. The other quarterback in that game, it was plus 650, I think, when we spoke. And it's, yeah, if you're going to bet it, maybe him, maybe sprinkle on a Josh Allen. If I'm betting today, I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm betting Tua Tagovailoa at 10-1 and hoping that he has – a 3-touchdown outing against Baltimore, and maybe Lamar Jackson struggles against Vic Fangio's Dolphins defense that has played a whole lot better the last couple of weeks. And then you see the market flip in the same manner it just did. I think that's kind of the only way to play it right now. But yeah, I think it's been more open-ended. I feel like by now in the NFL calendar, we usually have a pretty darn good idea of who it's going to be. It doesn't seem that way
Mhm.
right now. This will be the snippet, the soundbite that either play to make fun of me next week or you play to make me look like a genius next week when I come on. The
Nothing in
Browns
between.
defense, yeah, nothing in between. The Browns defense is not the best defense in this matchup. It is the New York Jets defense. And I think that as fun as the Joe Flacco experience has been, and it's been amazing, and the Amari Cooper performance was preposterous this past week, I think this is way too many points. Like I made this a 5.5 spread. And even I felt like I was kind of going a little bit strongly because of a Thursday. I said, maybe I should do 4.5. And I see it come out, like you said, near a touchdown, now crosses a touchdown. At the same time, yes, the Browns defense is also going to shut down Trevor Siemian and this Jets defense. I have no question about that. But I think it's going to be an extremely low-scoring game. And this Jets defense is going to turn Joe Flacco over multiple times. They're not going to let him get in some more favorable situations. With a lot of the play action stuff, it's been working. He's been weirdly kind of mobile and elusive at times. That's not going to cut it against this Jets defense. And the last piece is they're kind of scrambling to find a kicker right now. That little intricacy could come in. You miss an extra point. You miss a field goal, or you don't trust taking a field goal. Maybe if you're at 50 plus and it kind of swings a drive. I just think this is way too many points for the Cleveland Browns.
Let's go or hell no. The 49ers should still be the favorites for the Super Bowl. They're plus 240 at MGM right now, despite getting smoked by the Ravens on Monday night.
I'll say hell no. I'll say hell no. I just think there's too much parity, and there's a lot of teams that are very close. You know, a lot of teams have looked vulnerable, and with Trent Williams injured, we just don't know. I'm sure he'll play. It's a groin situation, but there's other teams that I would bet on. Not enough value here.
I would actually go let's go in this one just because I think the path for the 49ers is way easier. Like if the 49ers were the exact same team but just so happened to play in the AFC, oh no, hell no, not at all. But who are the real contenders in the NFC right now? Who could go into the Bay Area and knock off the 49ers? Like, to me, I think the Cowboys could still very well be the second best team in the NFC. The problem is, like, the recent history is really, really bad for them, and I don't think they can go over there and win a football game, at least not yet anyway. The Eagles, no chance whatsoever. Detroit, like, yeah, they're a cool story, bro, but I don't necessarily like where they are. There's not another NFC contender I think can truly challenge the 49ers. If that's the case, they get to the Super Bowl, and at minimum, it's a coin flip. So let's go in their number right now.
Well, yeah, if you don't like their path, if they were in the AFC, then why would you want them for the Super Bowl? That's how I see it. Once they get to the Super Bowl, there's a lot of teams that could kick their ass. So no for the Super Bowl for me.
But see, I think the Ravens obviously did, sure. But after that, I don't know. Like, this could be a year where it's a random team that just happens to be healthier that comes out of the AFC. And if that's the case, like, let's say it's the Browns or someone like that. Like, can Joe Flacco beat the 49ers? I don't know. Like, I mean, it would be interesting. But I think getting there and not getting tripped up along the way, I think that's why the 49ers have a short number. It makes sense to me, and I don't think it's a terrible bet. Not a great one, but it's more of a let's go because Jake wants this to be emphatic.
I think the numbers for Chet and Wemby are just so good that one of those two is winning. However, I placed a bet a couple weeks ago. I think it was a couple weeks ago. I don't know. This time of year, everything blends together on Jaquez for sixth man of the year. Okay. Just because at the time I didn't really like a lot of the front running options. There's still a lot of volatility. I think it's starting to shake itself out a little bit with Reeves, Hardaway, Bogdanovich, and Cole Anthony being your top four. That sounds right to me. But I do think that Jaquez is poorly priced. Like, there's still a 100 to 1 on the board. I got it at 250. Like, I see he's priced anywhere from 100 to 1 to 40 to 1. So the market's all over the place on him, but he's consistent. He's not, now it's not as consistent with Tyler Hero back, but he's still finding his way when he's in the starting lineup for Jimmy Butler. So he's getting those minutes. And even when he's coming off the bench, he has a set role. He scores a good amount, does a lot of things, and that team might win enough for him to be able to be in the running for that. So I just think there's still value on him.